Greetings. I want to share my experience with you of how I would have manifested ignorantly while I was in secular Christianity. And the reason why I'm doing this video because there are many people who are manifesting things in their life being a Christian and believing in secular Christianity, and they're giving praises to an entity outside of themselves. They're giving praises to some man in the sky or to some man who they believe existed 2,000 years ago. And all of that is happening because they do not understand energy, vibration, and frequency. Most of all, they do not understand alchemy. In other words, they do not understand the science of creation, of how their thoughts is what is creating their reality and creating their personality. That is why they blame an outside entity for their misfortunes and the things that they do that are destructive. They blame it on the devil, not knowing that the devil is their negative self. So what I'm saying to you in short is that you have to be more responsible for your thoughts and your actions, because a word is a thought expressed and your action is just an expression of your thoughts. So the Bible is all mental, it is all psychological, it is actually a book of mind science. So let me go back to when I was ignorant and was in secular Christianity. I remember quite vividly how myself and a brother who would have passed on now, his name was Roger, how we came together in a pre-meeting that we used to have every 12 o'clock in the day, between 12 and 1 in the day, lunchtime. And I was the one who actually came up with it. I used to go to the church every day by myself alone. And one day, the person used to give me the key to open the church for me to go inside there. She told me that a young man came, said he was looking for somewhere to pray, and someone told him that they normally have prayer meeting up there. But I used to just be myself alone, okay? And that's how we started out when we became good friends. And I started was to invite him by that particular church that I used to attend. And he actually find some excuse was to leave the other church that he was actually going, and started coming by the one where I was, because he used to get the opportunity to be on the pulpit just like me, okay? And so remember quite vividly, we used to travel to another part of the country to go and witness to people, and the vehicle that was using, this van at times used to give us a little bit of problems. And so myself and Roger, we decided that we needed to have a new vehicle, and that we're going to call on the name of Jesus. At that time, being so ignorant, we was going to call on an entity outside of ourselves, because we had this belief of a God outside of ourselves, and we're going to call upon this God that was given to us, believing that he would hear our prayers. And to cut a long story short, that is what we did without any understanding of how much our words they are actually spells. And that's why you have what they call the gospel, okay? And we didn't know anything about incantation. We didn't know anything about visualization. We didn't know anything about meditation. We didn't know anything about affirmation, but that's what we was doing ignorantly. That is what we was doing, not knowing the science of alchemy and how imagination is what creates our reality and creating our personality. But most of all, we did not know that God in man is actually man's imagination, and that we can create our life however we want it to be and do it consciously. So we definitely decided that we was gonna manifest, but we wasn't using the word manifest, that was gonna pray in the name of Jesus Christ to get a new vehicle. And we were so excited being young men. We told the bishop of the church, who was over all the different churches, which was Bishop John. And when we told Bishop John what was our intention, he laughed at us. He said to us, if you all don't go and find money to get new vehicle, how you are going to get a new vehicle? You're not going to get no new vehicle. He laughed at us. And we said, no, we believe it. And we're going to claim it in the name of Jesus. And we're going to have it. And me and Roger, we did it day after day after day. And to cut a long story short, one particular day when we went out with the van to witness in a far area out in the country, when we was coming back, we were all in the van and we was talking and we was having fun. And someone said that the smell, something as if something was burning. And we didn't take it for anything, because within maybe say 2, 3, 4 minutes or so, the van was actually on fire. And the van actually caught a fire. And where that van caught on fire, it was a Sunday and the road was very, very, very lonely. And that area where it was a farming area where there was just strictly banana, cheese on each side and so on. So we didn't get any help. And the van burned. By the time we called and helped, the van had burned. And at that time, I didn't know anything much about insurance and how insurance work or anything like that. And I would have totally forget that we were praying and saying that we were claiming a new vehicle and so on in the name of Jesus Christ and so on. I totally forgot about it because we would have dropped it after a while. Okay, and so when that happened, we were without a van, and it could have been within, a month or two. I get to realize, I think it was through a meeting, that the pastor at the time was a woman. Okay, and that woman, she was not a person who liked to go on the pulpit. She used to say she always believed that the pulpit was a place for man, and she would have me go on the pulpit, and she used to have Roger to go on the pulpit. So she used to have about 3, 4 of us going on the pulpit from time to time. And so they announced that we now have a boat, a van, and a car for the church to do the church work. But at the time, I didn't even know what was really taking place, not knowing they would have gotten the insurance money and so on, and they bought a van and a car. And that car, the number plate used to be PD6. Never forget it, I will never forget it, PD6. And to cut a long story short, again, that lady was a Bahamian, she was from the Bahamas, and when she left the church, which I would have already left the church long before she left, when she left the church, guess who claimed the car and who was driving the car, who had the car? Just guess. If you've been listening to me, it would be the bishop. Bishop John himself had that car, claim it onto himself after laughing at us with his doubt. Okay? And so, after I would have come to this place of self-realization and understand what really was taking place, and I was manifesting ignorantly. I remember one time, quite vividly, I met Bishop John in Kingston, and I remember him, the event, and I showed him, I said, I know the secret, I know what I was doing, and what I was doing now. Now I understand it, and you guys can't trick me, and so on. And he was dumbfounded, he couldn't talk. I said, you remember, you laugh at us, you scorned us, and say we have to find money where we will get vehicle. If we don't get money, we must sit down there and think we're going to just get it because we say we believe it. No, you have it, you claim it unto yourself. I said, but I'm glad I would have already leave you all in the church, because you all are just there to brainwash people, and you all are just there to take advantage. And you all are opportunists. I call them an opportunist. He couldn't say D nor thou. Because he said anything, he was dumbfounded. So, my brother and my sister, I just wanted to share that experience to you, because there are many, many people going in Christianity and still trapped in Christianity, looking outward, them believing secular, that the Bible is secular history, not knowing it's a book of mind science that they can use to create their reality consciousness. And so they call an idol, being in idolatry. And when things happen in their life, they give all kind of praises to God and give all kind of praises to some man 2,000 years ago. But if that was so, especially when people like to give thanks and praises for material things like vehicle, money, all of these things. If that was so, then it means that the inventors who invent these things, they're in closer relationship with God. If that's so. And if that's how they see the blessings of God. And I can go on and on and on and on and on. But I'll come to a close here, because I think I would have given you enough to think about. So, now you know that it is your own thoughts that is creating everything in your life. I want to leave this with you. We become what we think about most of the time. So hold yourself responsible for everything that's happening in your life and stop blaming the devil. So with that being said, I want to say peace. I'm out.